Good evening, folks, and welcome to day 9 of the beer advent calendar. Pretty simple. 24 doors. Behind every door is a beer. We've done 8 so far, as you can see here, and we'll see what we got tonight. So, day 9. Alright, we have an American Pale Ale from the Bronx Brewery. Established 2011. It says no nonsense ales. A big, bold yet balanced pale ale. Here it is, the king of this thing. The beer that started it all for us. Our first year in the biz, this was our only brew. Why? Because we were so obsessed with creating the boldest, most perfectly balanced pale ale we could. Our flagship beer delivers a big English malt backbone mirrored with piney and citrus American hops. We hope you like the brew and that inspired our drive. And as I said, all the beers in the box, they've all won gold medals at various festivals, and they've never been sold in Canada until now. So, any other information I can get from it? That's about it. I'll zoom in so you can see the can. So not a lot of information. 6.3% alcohol, so a little bit high, but nothing too bad. I think 6.3 they'd probably consider it a strong beer. Alright, so I've already given my glass a quick cold water rinse as per usual. Okay, it's got a little bit of a red tinge to it. At least while you're pouring it. Even the head itself is kind of like a reddish, brownish tinge. So it's not golden color like a lot of the brews that we've tried. Typical pale ale aroma, kind of hoppy, not IPA hoppy as much, but you can definitely you can definitely smell the hops. A little bit hoppy, not too bad. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, you can definitely taste the hops. For me, it'd be like a really mild IPA. IPA is just a type of pale ale, obviously, so definitely going to be some similarities. Get a little bit of citrus there. What did they say? Citrus and what else? Piney and citrus hops. I can definitely agree with that. So you can see the can. I got to give it a rating, and my ratings, as per usual, out of 5. A 1 is a drain pour. Don't like it. I'm literally going to pour it down the drain. A 2 being, yeah, I'm not a big fan, but I'm not one to waste a beer, so I'll finish it. A 3 would be a good beer. A 4 would be a very good beer, and a 5 would be the best beer I've ever had. There's no science behind it. It's just basically my preference of what I think of the beer. It's not a bad beer by any means. I wouldn't say it's the best beer I've ever had, far from it, but it's definitely not the worst beer I've had either. So I'd say it's in the average. Offhand, without giving it a final rating, I'd say anywhere between 3 and 4. So once again, my ratings are either whole ratings or half ratings. So in this case, it's either going to be a 3, a 3.5, or a 4. And honestly, leaning more towards 3 or 3.5. I don't think it's quite a 4 for me. Not a big fan of hoppy beers. Now this isn't hoppy compared to, say, an IPA or a double IPA, but in terms of, I don't know, a Pilsner or whatever, somewhat hoppy. So if you're a North American beer drinker, the big breweries, you know, your Coors, your Bats, your Millers, whatever, you probably find this hoppy. Being a European drinker where you're used to a lot of different ales, maybe not so much. I'm still debating between 3 or 3.5. Excuse me. I think I'm going to give it a 3.0, and that's a strong 3.0. If I did partial ratings, I'd probably go up a little bit more, but like I said, I do either half and full only. It's not quite a 3.5 for me, but it's pretty darn close. One more sip just to see, confer. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the 3.0. One of the reasons, I've said it in several other videos, I'm not a big fan of beers that leave a lingering aftertaste. And what I mean by that, you know, you take the sip of the beer, and it's a flavorful beer, you get the flavor, and then it just kind of stays with you for an extended period of time. And that's what I'm getting with this. I mean, you know, I took a sip probably 30, 40 seconds ago. I still have the flavor in mouth. And a lot of people really like that, but it's not a big thing for me. It's not a selling point. So for that reason, I think I'm going to stick with the 3 rather than 3.5. So there you go, folks. Day 9 is out of the box. Hopefully you can join me tomorrow, day 10. We'll see what type of pleasure we have. Until that time, I'm going to finish this beer and go from there. Until next brew, as always, enjoy responsibly. Cheers.